welcome to our Google Cloud setup. Hi everyone, let's talk real quick about how to use MySQL on the Google Cloud platform and how to set yourself up for this course. The first thing you're going to need is, of course, your @valpo.edu email account, and then the student coupon retrieval link that you will find under course tools and resources. Now this here is specific to the database management courses. So click on student coupon retrieval link, then enter your first name, your last name, and your school email. This has got to be your @valpo.edu email. You will receive an email with your coupon code. Cut this coupon code or copy this coupon code and then install it. For this, you want to go to https://console.cloud.google.com/education and then paste your coupon code in here and hit accept and continue. Once you have that done, we can continue with the MySQL installation. For that, follow the quick start instructions that are linked right here. And now I'm going to log into my cloud console and you will see me install the course database. So the first thing we want to have in our cloud console is the console. And in the console itself, you will want to look for SQL for products, and under products and pages, you're seeing this SQL icon here. That's what you want. All right. Once you are here, you will want to create an instance. Now, this will only work if you've created a project beforehand. If you have not created a project, that's the first thing that you're going to want to create with new project. If you don't create a new project, you can do so in the course of creating your instance as well. So I'm going to click on create instance, then I'm going to click on choose MySQL because that's what we're going to use for this course. For instance info, you can call this anything you want. I'm going to call this my instance because that is what our quick start instructions are telling us here. My instance right here. Okay, and then we're going to pick a password for the root user and we're going to click create. All right, so my password for the root user, I would suggest not setting it up with no password. We're going to set this up as a development database because we want to maximize the usage of the cloud coupon. A development database is smaller than a production database. We want to set it up in a single zone and as close to home as possible. And then we're going to select create instance. And this is going to take a while. I'm going to pause the video because this can take a while. As I said here, you're seeing the time elapse. I'll come back when my instance is created. All right, and we're back. Here you can see that my instance has been created. And now we're seeing here all the connection information that we can use for either external ways of connecting or to connect with the Cloud Shell, which is what we're going to do. All right. In order to connect with the Cloud Shell, we're going to go to the Activate Cloud Shell icon up here. There is a chance that the Cloud Shell will tell you that you have to activate the MySQL admin API, which you can do in the process of provisioning the Cloud Shell. All right, so this is our Cloud Shell. This is basically the shell that is getting you to the client shell for MySQL. the command line client. All right, so at this point, we're going to type, as the quick start machine tells us, GCloud SQL Connect, and then my instance, or whatever you've chosen to call the instance. I've called it my instance simply because I'm following along with these installation instructions. -- user equals root. And let's hope that you remember the root password that you assigned in the first part of the setup. All right, I'm just going to copy this here, and I'm going to paste this into my command line, and then I'm going to hit enter. And as you can see here, I need to authorize the Cloud Shell, which I'm going to do. And now we are waiting for the incoming connection to be authorized. Later on, I will show you how to avoid the 5-minute timeout here. And we're waiting now for the MySQL command line to appear. And here it is. This is for root. So now I'm going to enter my password. And as you're seeing, you're not seeing anything. I'm going to hit enter, and here we're seeing the MySQL prompt. And now this is your command line client. We can type show databases to see what databases are available. We're seeing the information schema, MySQL, the performance schema, and sys, which are the 4 databases that are typically available in any MySQL instance. So now we can get ready to install our course database. In order to install our course database, I'm going to go into the learning modules and into the course, into the installation instructions. These installation instructions may be in different places depending on which course you are enrolled in. You're seeing here the instruction for installing the course case study database. This is the movie stream database. I am downloading the movie stream database here, and I am opening this file in a notepad, or in my case, TextPad application. This is what you're seeing here. The next thing I'm going to do is, because I'm creating this for the first time, I'm going to copy everything here, the entire file, and I am going to go back to my Cloud Shell here, and I'm just going to paste all of this in. And now I am basically installing the database. Let's see if it has installed. One note, we are in a Unix environment. This means we are dealing with case sensitivity, and everything that you see in uppercase has to be typed in uppercase if you want to reference it. We will see this in a moment. I'm typing show databases in order to see if my movie stream database has installed. And as you can see, we're seeing movie stream right here. So now I am going to type use in order to use the database. And I'm going to type use movie stream in uppercase, because remember, I just said that we are in a Unix environment, which is case sensitive. So movie stream is uppercase, which means I want to type it in uppercase in order to access the database. All right, I am inside of my movie stream database. So now I'm going to see if all of my tables are installed. I'm going to type show tables. And as we can see, all the tables are installed. And now I want to take a look at a specific table. Let's take a look at the movie table. In order to do that, I'm going to type describe movie. And as you can see here, you may have noticed that I have ended all the lines with a semicolon. This is a convention inside of MySQL or MySQL because it shows the operating, well, not the operating system, it shows the application that the command is at its end and is ready to execute. It's called the delimiter. So the semicolon is the default for this delimiter. All right, so describe movie, semicolon, and what we're seeing here is all the descriptions for the movie table. Here are the column names. Here are the data types, and in the parentheses here, the links for these data types. Integer character, I can put 5 characters into this field. Here I can put 100 variable characters, that is letters, numbers, and special characters into this field. This here is a decimal with two numbers after the decimal spot. Here we can see whether the field is allowed to be empty or not. Null means empty. We're seeing here that the first 3 columns in this table are not allowed to be empty ever, and that the remaining 3 columns can be empty for a row of data. What the key is, we'll find out a little bit later in this course. And here we have the option of setting a default. For example, if I want to always set the rental fee by default to $5, then I can put a 5.00 into this field as a default in my table creation code. And then that will always insert a 5.00 as the default, and I can change that later. Okay, having said that, the last thing that we want to check is, do we actually have data in this table? In order to do that, we need to apply the first big, really important command in this course, which is the select command. And select means basically, MySQL, show me what's inside of the columns that I'm going to tell you now. The columns that I'm going to tell MySQL right now is all of them. All the columns are denoted with an asterisk. So when I say select star or asterisk from, and then the table name with a semicolon, of course, always, then I'm going to see the entire contents of my table. Now let's try this just for the fun of it. In lowercase, what do we expect to see? Well, we are working in a Unix environment, which means that uppercase movie, as you can see, is not the same as lowercase movie. In fact, MySQL tells me that the table movie, lowercase, inside of the movie stream database, moviestream.movie, does not exist. This is an error that many students get when they forget that in a Unix environment, uppercase is different from lowercase. This is in contrast to a Windows environment, which is not case sensitive. And in order to leave the database, all we do is we type exit, and that tells us bye, and we are returned to our Cloud Shell. And that is it.